its own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back. Wrap up hour number 1. On Ocala Talks. Let's go out to the phone lines. Talk with, in celebration of National Aviation Month in August, our guest today gives us a whole new meaning to the phrase, love is in the air. This Army helicopter pilot met her husband in flight school. They got married this past May. First Lieutenant Abigail Bibb is currently stationed at Soto Cano Air Base in Honduras. She joins us now to talk about how the field of aviation has influenced her personal and professional life, as well as the pivotal role of aviation in the U.S. Army. Lieutenant Abigail Bibb, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tom.
Let's talk for a minute about what is the significance of National Aviation Day to you as an Army pilot?
Yeah, so National Aviation Day to me, it's an opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments and the contributions of soldiers serving in careers in aviation from the past, present, and then to those who will be serving in the future. And today, Army aviators, they perform a number of missions, from transporting troops all the way to providing combat support.
Billy Mitchell, is that the right name? Is that the name that started all of this? Am I right there? I think Billy Mitchell started all of this. Hey, how did you come to be a pilot in the U.S. Army?
Yeah, so growing up, my dad was an Army Black Hawk pilot, and I just really looked up to him and what he did and what he did for our country. And it wasn't until I was in college that I really considered aviation for myself. In the Army, it's, being a female, you're a minority, but in aviation, you're even more of a minority. And I just wanted to do something that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do, and just show young women that you can be successful and you can do something with aviation and just do something bigger than yourself.
We're talking with First Lieutenant Abigail Bibb of the U.S. Army. Tell us about meeting your husband, because that's a unique story. You met in flight school, and then your relationship took flight literally. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we met in 2019. We were in the same bullet class, which is a basic officer leadership course. And we actually ended up flying together during our primary phase, which we flew the Lakota. You fly with another student pilot, and we were fortunate enough to be put together after we started dating. And we worked really well together during flight school, and we just pushed each other to work hard. And through this through our teamwork and our determination, we both achieved our top career choices of me becoming a Black Hawk pilot and my husband becoming a Chinook pilot. And it's really great. I'm
going to be honest with you. Black Hawks are great, but there's just something about a Chinook when you see it flying across the land, when you see it flying across the air, that just takes a grown man and makes him a little boy again. He just stops and looks as it goes across the sky. There's something about that helicopter that just is fun to watch.
It is amazing.
Hey, what are some of the other roles? Because, of course, there's pilots, but what are some of the other roles that are available in Army aviation if people, maybe they aren't quite cut out as pilot material, but they still want to be associated with the aviation arm of the Army?
Yeah, so there's so many other roles outside of being a pilot. There's crew chiefs, where they're also in the aircraft. They really help kind of clear you from obstacles. And outside of the aircraft, you have fuelers, where if you don't have fuel, you can't fly. You have flight operations, where they file your flight plan, and they really just help track you in the sky. You have maintainers to make sure you're safe. They make sure that the aircraft is good to go, along with you have individuals who inspect your survivability equipment that you wear to make sure that your individual person is safe while you're flying. And one thing I just really love about aviation is that it's all about teamwork. I think sometimes the pilots get most of the credit, but there's so much more that goes on around that if the pilots didn't have all these other individuals, then the job wouldn't get done.
It really expound on that a little bit, because I think people don't understand how much of a team effort it is. That the pilot, yes, is in control of the aircraft, but it's really the ground crew, the maintenance crew, the pilots, the navigators. There's a lot of teamwork that goes into flying.
Yeah, absolutely. So depending on what career you go into for aviation, you'll go to specific schooling for that job. and you'll become a subject matter expert on it. When it comes to fueling, when it comes to flight operations, I didn't go to school for that, so I'm learning from my peers here that went to school for that, and it's just quite amazing.
When you talk about the team, to say you're Black Hawk, how many people, how many personnel does it take to make sure that Black Hawk flies effectively and lands effectively? Just in a ballpark area, how many people are associated with just your Black Hawk when you're flying it?
So inside the Black Hawk, there's 2 pilots and there's usually 2 crew chiefs. Sometimes you could fly with one, and then I could speak for my husband for Chinook. You need at least 2 people in the back because it's just so big that you can't do it with just one. You can't do it with just the pilot. And so you really rely on that team in order to get to the ground safely.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience about your career as an Army pilot?
Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who's looking to become part of something bigger than themselves, the Army is always looking for young men and women to join us and to make a difference in the world. There's over 200 careers available, and people can go to goarmy.com to find out about those careers, to find those resources, to find people to talk to, and we're really looking forward to having them on board.
We have the local recruitment office here, too. I'm sure they can go there and find out more information if they're interested that way as well.
Absolutely.
We're talking with Lieutenant Abigail Bibb. She is currently stationed, did I say that right? Soto Cano Air Base in Honduras?
Soto Cano, Honduras.
Soto Cano, Honduras. Tell us a little bit about that duty station. Army shows you the world. Tell us a little bit about that duty station. Is it a beautiful area in Honduras you're located in?
Yes, it's very beautiful. I've gotten to fly to Guatemala, to El Salvador. You get to fly all across Central America, and it's really great.
You are living the dream, First Lieutenant Abigail Bibb, living the dream. Hey, you said your love for flight started in college. Where'd you go to undergraduate school at?
Yes, I went to college at the University of New Hampshire in Durham, New Hampshire, and my husband went to college at East Carolina University.
East Carolina, the Pirates. I know them well. I played football against East Carolina. Hey, First Lieutenant, thank you for your service to our country. Thank you for keeping us safe, and thank you for carrying the fight of freedom to the world. We appreciate everything you do back here in stateside.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. That was Lieutenant Abigail Bibb. I said we'll be right back. We're not up against a break yet. We're still got some a little time left. Again, I touched on this with Galen. I'll touch on it with you again. If you want to, the Florida Department of Health in Marion County announced it will again launch weekly COVID tests on Wednesday. Because of the large increase among residents who are not vaccinated, the local health department administrator said if you've been exposed, someone who's been tested positive for COVID, you're experiencing symptoms, get tested. Testing will kick off again tomorrow at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion at 2232 Northeast Jacksonville Road. It'll be every Wednesday in August and September from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. People who would like to be tested can line their vehicles up starting at 7:30 a.m. on testing days. Bring a valid photo ID. Those younger than 18 will only be tested if accompanied by parent or guardian. Be prepared to stay in your vehicle while awaiting test. Restroom facilities will not be available. Only people who are being tested should be in the vehicle, with the exception of parents, guardians, or caregivers. No pets are permitted in the vehicle during test. School students should refrain from eating or drinking anything 30 minutes prior to their test. For more information, you can call the Department of Health in Marion County at 352-644-2590. Again, that's 352-644-2590. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farmer Range headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyrone Spearman reporting. Commodity Credit Corporation has announced the 2021 loan rates for the 4 types of peanuts that are produced. This will start August the 1st. Eligible producers can obtain peanut loans through their local FSA office and are alternate delivery partners. They are called the Designated Marketing Associations. Those loans provide producers with interim financing